Living with Nousha. I'm Nousha, a former climber of the corporate ladder turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I'll bring you an inspiring message to support you in designing and creating a vibrant, fulfilling life. Thank you for joining me today. Now let's get started. Hello and welcome to Vibrant Living with Nousha. I'm Nousha, delighted to be here with you today to answer a question from one of our listeners from Chicago, Illinois in the USA, Philip. And Philip asks, why is it a challenge or why is there resistance to letting go of the past when the possibility of the now and its potential future is good? Love this question. Thank you, Philip. I know I've been stuck with this experience myself. And in fact, I can think of a time when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I was moving out of living at home and moving downtown. And so I grew up on the North Shore, and I was moving downtown, and what separated the North Shore from downtown was a bridge called the Lionsgate Bridge. For those of you that live in Vancouver, you know all about this bridge. It's a small bridge, and often there can be a lot of traffic back and forth. For a ride that takes 10 minutes, it could take 40 minutes to an hour. And so what's really interesting is that I belonged to a gym on the North Shore that I absolutely loved. I loved the people, the instructors. I knew exactly how much time it took to get there. I had everything planned out like clockwork, and it was very comfortable and easy and just a lot of joy attached to this gym. So when I chose actually to move downtown, one of the realities was that it wasn't such a great thing to be going to this gym. Why? Because of the commute. However, I couldn't let go. I couldn't let go of this part of my life that was really in my past. And I really wanted to continue to go to this gym. I had some great memories attached to it. And so I did the commute. I did the 40-minute to an hour commute just to go to the gym. Now, you can imagine that this did not last very long, because what happened is the pain that was involved in this commute was larger than the joy of actually going to the gym and being at that gym. And so what happened is I let go of going to this gym, and the resistance was gone, and it created space for me to actually see that there was a gym just a few blocks away where I lived downtown. And I was open to this new possibility. I went, and I have to admit, at the beginning it was very uncomfortable because, of course, you've got to learn the ropes, and you don't know where everything is, and all the things that go with something new. But before I knew it, what was uncomfortable became comfortable, became my new home. I made some new friends, and I absolutely love the classes that were not offered on the North Shore. They offered them at this gym, and it really expanded a lot of things for me. Now, what did I learn from this experience? Well, number one, I actually learned 4 things. And number one, what I learned is that it is human for us to resist. And so what is the culprit? And as I reflect, I realized that it was my logical mind that was getting in the way. My mind is designed to keep me safe, comfortable, and be in survival mode. And so the whole thought of going to a new gym and experiencing something new was totally against this. Now, number 2, what I learned is that when the experience of the past is more painful than what's available in the present or the future is when we let go of our past and we stop resisting. So for me, the experience of that gym was very positive. I absolutely loved it. However, when the new stimulus of having to drive across the bridge was introduced, this pain, so to speak, I no longer attached a positive thing to that past experience, and I was ready to let it go. So when the past experience becomes more painful than what's available in the present and the future, then we are likely to let go. Now, I understand that not everyone who has this past experience that they're not willing to let go of is having a stimulus that's negative come in. And in fact, what happens with our minds is our mind has this ability to look at the past and just think of the positive. Now just take a moment and reflect on something in your past that you're not willing to let go of. I'll bet you anything that they're very positive thoughts that you've associated with this experience, and that's why you're not letting it go. And it makes total sense because the logical mind is like, this was a good thing, why would I let it go? And that makes total sense. However, the truth of it is that there was all kinds of experience related to a certain thing. There was the good and the bad if we're going to look into the world of duality. And so what I invite you to do, if you are still holding on to a past experience, is to sit down for a moment and make a list of all the great things about that experience. And then make a list of the things that were just not so great. And then look at the list, and this will give you a clearer picture of how the experience was. And perhaps you may be open to a new experience that could be even better. So the third thing that I learned is that yes, the past is comfortable and the future and the present are filled with the unknown and can be very uncomfortable. And this makes sense because our logical mind doesn't want us to be uncomfortable. It wants us to remain safe and comfortable. However, this doesn't allow us to grow and to experience new things. In fact, episode number 18 podcast that I created called The Wisdom of Uncertainty, episode 18, I share more about the wisdom of uncertainty and how beautiful it can be for us to embrace uncertainty. A couple of benefits of doing that is that we can experience more fun, more adventure, and more freedom when we embrace the unknown. So I know you'll enjoy listening to episode 18 if you haven't yet, and if you have already, it's always a great review in terms of really helping us see that the unknown is a beautiful place to be. And I think we've been programmed by all kinds of things in society to believe that the unknown is a scary place and we should avoid it by all costs. So that's number 3. And number 4 learning for me was I learned that I can trust the universe, God, the divine, a lot more, and really know that this energy is benevolent and it's always there to love me, to support me, to have me learn and grow and continue to expand. Now, oftentimes it can be very uncomfortable, that process of growth and expansion. However, as I look back on my life, I know that every time I have stepped into that discomfort, it soon became comfort again. And also I grew and I expanded in the process. So the key for me to increase my trust was really to kind of let go of the analytical thoughts in my logical mind and to step in and strengthen and build my intuition and really listen and allow for what's seeking to happen to unfold. And episode 28 is an episode where I share about how you can strengthen your intuitive mind. So I hope you enjoy that episode if you haven't listened to it yet, and if you have, to listen to it again as a great review. So I hope that my experience and my learnings have made a difference for those of you out there who still have something in your past that you're holding on to and you'd like to let go of. And Philip, thank you for this beautiful question, for sparking this conversation. I know it has contributed to many. And friends, if you know of anyone that can benefit from this conversation, please take a moment and share it. The ripple effect is immeasurable. And until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light. Thank you for investing this time with me on the Vibrant Living with Nousha podcast. I'm so glad that you joined our conversation. If you would take 2 minutes to positively impact someone's life by sharing this episode, that would be wonderful. Please leave us a review by visiting iTunes. Let us know what you enjoy and what you'd like to see more of. It will support us on our journey to causing a worldwide epidemic of vibrant living. Until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light.